And the requirements that she said that she was looking for in a guy, there's nothing there that's outlandish, right? So that, I mean, I would say she appears to be friendly, cooperative, and submissive. So the only thing submissive, what only thing submission means in terms of a relationship is that she's willing to let the guy be head of the household. I think she would be up for that. Well, no, we didn't hear anything that would actually suggest that. So I wouldn't say it's a no, but it's really a maybe. You'd have to get to know her. But we've already got fit, feminine, and friendly. I said, the average man would take three to four out of the six. Whether or not she's cooperative, we don't know. I would question that. And, that I would say that is she marriage material to somebody?
Hello?
Hey,
Okay, initial thoughts. Wearing a dress, looking feminine, right? Sitting on the couch, not laying down in the bed, not eating food. She looks presentable. I think I don't think women realize how important that is. It's like how you present yourself matters. It matters to the quality of guy that you're looking for. So right off the bat, we might have something here. Let's keep going. Remember, the goal here is to find out, is she marriageable, right? Not to just one guy. I know a lot of the guys in the chat, or a lot of, if you've been following my channel, I get a lot of guys who think that, well, I wouldn't marry her. That's not the point of these. The point is that is she marriageable to an average guy? Does she qualify for marriage with an average guy? It may not be you, because again, for those of you who had just joined us, most men will go along with the fact that they're looking that the six qualities that stand out the most in women: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. The average guy will take three to four out of the six, and and be complicit with that for a marriage. Most guys are willing to work with a woman who at least has like that amount of qualities that they can bring to the relationship. If they've got more, that's great. But most guys, usually about three or four out of the six. But let's keep going.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 26 by the body. That's what I tell people.
What
What?
happened?
I
What?
say that I'm 26 by the body. So mentally, I'm older. That's what I would say.
Okay. So she's
So, but
26.
physically, how old are you? Are you 26?
26.
Okay.
Okay, I can get with that. What she's saying is that she's mature for her age. Believe it or not, that definitely speaks to a marriage minded woman. As one of the things that I say that's a big problem in our community is the way we raise our kids. A lot of times we're raising them to be soldiers in the gender war. Which means that they lack relationship skills as it pertains to work in cooperation with the opposite gender. So if she's mature for her age, 26, okay, we might have something here. Let's keep going though.
Okay. What's your name, honey?
It's Britain.
Brittany. Where you calling me from?
Actually, it's Britain.
Oh, Britain.
So I'm from Texas.
Brit Ann got
Texas.
it.
What part?
Um, I would say I'm in Dallas right now, but I grew up in Irving, so it's different.
Okay. So Britain, 26, Texas, Dallas. What do you do for a living?
Call center. I'm gonna turn off this TV. I am a call center representative, so I just take phone calls all day.
Okay.
Okay.
Turn your TV off. Do you have any kids?
I do. I have two boys and I have one girl.
How
So
old are your
three
children?
kids.
So I have a 9-year-old, I have a soon-to-be 8-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old.
Okay, 986. All by the same man?
The first two, yes, and the last one tried.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
No, never.
Never married.
Did not require
Okay, what's
marriage
your zodiac
from.
sign? Britain.
So she's got two baby fathers. Did not require marriage for any of them. You know what? Yeah, you guys already know what I'm thinking. I don't. We're just gonna keep going because, again, a big relationships are about balance. I know I keep saying this, but they are. So there are negative aspects to every woman, right? No one's perfect. The question is that are they bringing enough value to the relationship that the negatives are worth dealing with? So let's keep going.
Last day of Leo did not fall under a Virgo. Some traits.
Okay. So 26, Britain, Dallas, Texas. And she works at a call center. 3 children. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
Um, okay, because I have kids, I really want a man that's ready to settle down and have one woman. My preference, I prefer to get one of my brothers, to be honest. But whatever happens, happens. I keep trying, so it is what it
Okay,
is.
Okay, for a
understandable.
black man. What's your deal breakers?
Um, I want you to love your mom, but I don't want you to be a mama's boy, please. No. Um,
That's reasonable.
then I wouldn't. I'm 5'9", so I don't really want to go under that height. But if I have to, my minimum would be 5'7".
Okay. What about
Average
money?
height.
Does he make a
Okay.
certain amount of money?
Um, as long as he's able to support himself, honestly, I'm not really big on that.
Okay.
Average
Does
man.
he have to
Okay.
look? Well, you already told me that. Well, does look.
So far, I mean, this seems promising because she's not really looking for anything outrageous. She says she prefers black men, but she's opening up to other races. I get it. I mean, you have to go where you're wanted, basically, right? Not gonna knock her for that. Average height, she's okay with that, and average income. Because again, that's what that means when they say I want a guy who can take care of himself. Well, the average man usually can, and she's living in Texas. You know what? Let's This should be interesting because we actually got somebody who mentioned who makes me on the question. There were enough initial positives with the way she's dressed, how she presents herself. I'm actually going to do some research here for. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? Average income for men in the state of Texas, 38,000. I mean, you can round it up to 39 if you want to. But that's what most men in Texas are making. Now she lives in Dallas, so it's probably it might be double that just for the city of Dallas. But again, I mean, I would say that 38,000, you can definitely find a man who is making that kind of income. Notice down here where it says women is making 25. Yeah, I always find that interesting when women say, But the point is that it's a positive that she's looking for an average man. She hasn't said anything that's like outrageous or that's I would say is like an instant red flag. But let's keep going.
Matter.
Not when it comes to love. I would say that if you can make me smile, that's the biggest turn on.
Aw, that's so sweet. All right, let's
Okay.
do the Kendra Cam.
I worked hard on this body. Hold on.
3 kids. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, she definitely did work hard because she got three. She had 3 kids. Okay, so she's in shape.
Yeah.
Britain, Texas. When was your last relationship?
It's been 3 years. It's been a while.
All right, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
2 months. Yeah.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on?
Ladies, don't answer that question. There is no right answer. A lady's not going to tell about that part of her life. But she answered it, so we're gonna move on to one of the most important questions, right?
I am impatient. I am an impatient
Patience
woman,
again.
but it's only because I require a certain type of I require a certain type of person who keeps on being invested in me. I feel like you get a lot once you invest in me.
Be interesting to
I
find out
do
what that
not
is.
like. Sometimes I might dwell on some things. Let's just say that if you're talking to me and you're telling me, "Hey, you don't like this," at that moment I might not get it, but I will dwell on it. So I need to work on that. And I would say that I need to be better as far as wanting to communicate more. Um, I'm like, if we're gonna have an argument, I don't really want to do it. I just don't. Like, let's just talk it out. But I feel like I need to be better at it. I need to be not one sided because I just have this shut off mechanism, I guess.
Okay. Um, and why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Okay, we need to cover those right quick. Again, with this patience thing, you got 3 kids. So maybe it's just patience for guys. Um, there may be something, I'm starting to notice a trend here because the issue with that last woman was the issue of patience, right? The next thing was what she was really talking about. And when she's talking about, you can tell me something, but I may need a minute to get it. What translation? She doesn't have a sense of urgency when it comes to guys. And then the last thing is that what she was really trying to say was, I don't have any empathy for men. So this is a woman. I was wondering if we were ever going to get to this, but because I'm almost certain the other ones had this, they just didn't recognize it. This woman has very little knowledge of the male experience. That's what it means when women say that when you find out that they have no empathy, that's why. It's because they have no knowledge of the male experience. Now, this is another question or another point that leads back to who vetted that last man for you. We need to talk to him, right? I want to talk to him because I have some questions. We're going to hold that man accountable instead of trying to hold her accountable, right? Well, something tells me she probably did it on her own. Then again, if there are no men in your family, if you didn't grow up around men that you're following their leadership, how are you going to follow mine? Again, it's not a deal breaker because if she can balance the equation, then it might be worth it. But it's just, again, something to keep in the back of your mind as to what's really going on here. But let's go ahead and keep going.
I would say that he would be blessed because I am a wholesome woman. I'm not looking to take, I'm looking to give. And I know that
Wholesome woman with 3 kids out of wedlock. Y'all going for that? But hey, you know what? She could have changed. She could have changed. That could have been some mistakes in her past. So let's keep going.
I'm what's needed. I'm a necessity. I'm not a person that is here to waste time. That's what I would say.
Okay. This is Britain. Do you want the guy to be in Texas?
I would love it. I would love it, or just make time because, like,
Finding some honesty.
It's not like I can't travel. I can, but I would love him to be in Texas.
Yeah, because you got 3 kids. You just gonna up and move your kids like that again? What sense does that make? Just be honest. You want him to be in Texas, preferably. She's probably really talking about she wants him to be in Dallas, but you never know. I mean, because if you find a guy who's willing to take on your 3 kids, you might need to commute or move depending on what you're looking for. So
You're left from the be in Texas. Okay. You said you want to get married?
I do. I honestly do.
So I saw this in the comments a couple of times. So I want you to respond to it. You have 3 children, and they're saying, well, why marriage now after 3 kids?
Honestly, the first 2 I was proposed to. I turned it down because I listened to my father. Father knows best. He was not the right guy for me. I was young.
Okay, so her father is in her life then. But then that begs the question is that how you end up with because she said Maybe I got this backwards. I was thinking the first two kids were by the same guy. Maybe it was the second two. But that's a definite plus if dad is in her life. But then still, that brings the question, like, how much influence does he have over her if she got 3 kids and ain't been married? So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm see. This is why I started taking notes because we need a calculator for this one because again, right? She's 26 and got a 9-year-old. Ooh, yeah, that's why. That's why she didn't get married. She was 17. Yeah, I agree with Dad. You're too young to get married because you probably dating somebody your same age. That guy can't provide. He can't do anything for you. At 17, you still in high school. And if I had to guess, I would say that that's not the only time Dad warned her about this guy. So she was probably going through a rebel phase and said, well, no, Daddy, we love each other. It's okay. Right. You know, it's somebody who, see, and again, what happened to the last two guys? Because, you know, you had one child when you were 9, one child when you were 17, another child when you're 18, and then another one when you're 20. So that mental maturity, whether did that just go out the window? Or is that more recent thing in like the last few months? 'Cause I'm not seeing that here. Especially if you're talking about you got to work on patience, sense of urgency, and empathy for the male experience. I don't know.
So I did a lot of things at a younger age. Why not? Love is in the air. Children don't restrict you guys. Please understand it and acknowledge that. Nothing restricts you from finding love. Only you can. So.
And there you have it. There you have it. All right, Britton, how can they reach out to you, baby girl?
Okay, so I have my Instagram. It's
This is a tough one, guys, because I don't. Is she marriageable? We already know she got 3 kids. She is in shape, though. She appears to be feminine, at least by appearance sake. You know, she's wearing a dress, and she is not dressed provocatively. She's not just showing it off. So, showing off her body. So, because we didn't see it until she actually stood up and showed it off. And if Kendra had not asked her to do that, she probably wouldn't have got up. So you wouldn't know. So I would say that's definitely feminine, or I would say that's hints of femininity, right? She appears to be friendly. If she's looking for a guy who can make her laugh, and the requirements that she said that she was looking for in a guy, there's nothing there that's outlandish, right? So I would say she appears to be friendly, cooperative, and submissive. So the only thing submission means in terms of a relationship is that she's willing to let the guy be head of the household. I think she would be up for that. Well, no, we didn't hear anything that would actually suggest that. So I wouldn't say it's a no, but it's really a maybe. You'd have to get to know her. But we've already got fit, feminine, and friendly. I said, you know, the average man would take 3 to 4 out of the 6. Whether or not she's cooperative, we don't know. I would question that. And, you know, that I would say that is she marriage material to somebody? Yeah. Who she should marry? And I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 cents on this because this is the last woman on here. Nexus is just another guy. Who she's a good match for, right? she may be looking for somebody who is. Well, I think we said the average income in Texas is 38,000. The guy she's looking to be a husband material for, he's probably not making 38. He's probably making about around 35, 34. The reason I say that is because it's obviously she's got 3 kids. The point is that this is not going to be at the higher end of average. And why should a man like that put up with 3 kids? This is probably gonna be a guy who is complaining about the quality of women that he is around. So this is all you guys out there who keep talking about, well, I could never be a stepdad. Some of you need to be stepfathers. I'm gonna just be honest, because you sitting around there complaining about the quality of women that you're looking at. Yeah, one of the ways that you can actually step up in quality is date a woman with kids. I mean, because especially if you haven't done it before. I would say that if before kids she was like a 9, but now she got a kid. If you're like a 4, y'all might be able to balance that equation because she has a kid or 2. I'm just being honest here. Again, relationships are about balance, and you taking on the responsibility of being a stepfather may be what balances the equation to get you the woman who would typically have more value than you in the sexual marketplace. But again, we'll also remember what I said about women who have children. And this is specifically to you ladies out there. Having a kid is not a death sentence. Having kids is not a death sentence. It just means that you need to work harder at the other qualities that you have that are appealing to men so that you are able to, again, balance that equation. But, like I said, I think she's marriageable. It's just it's a certain percentage of guys because, again, she's looking at average men. So I think, she's got 3 of the 6 categories. I think she has those. There may be more there, but I think it's worth it. If you're a marriage-minded man, I think you should, give her a shot and see if it's worth it. Not saying that you need to marry her, but I think it's worth finding out, right? But guys, this has been an interesting live stream. First time live streaming on the channel, right? And, I think I'm going to make a series out of this. Is she marriageable? Because, number one, if you guys can't tell, I'm actually pro-marriage. I think we need to do, if we're going to look to building a better future for our kids, right? Because ultimately, most men, that is your purpose, to make the next generation better. We're going to need marriage to do that, nuclear families and more specifically. And to do that, we got to stop fighting the gender war, which means that we need more married couples out there. Specifically, what we need more married people making content so that we can see the different versions of marriage, or that they see that there are different versions of marriage out there. And it's not the trap that we keep falling into right now, which is that, there are only 1 or 2 versions of marriage, and we've got tunnel vision on those and saying that, well, if it doesn't work like this, then this is too hard. We shouldn't have to work this hard at a marriage. I'm tired. I'm done. That's it. Believe it or not, one of the things, a good metaphor for this type of situation is a lot of times you have to treat it like your salad bar or your buffet bar. Take what you want. It's going to make your relationship work, and leave the rest.